mask you wearing? What kind of game you playing? What kind of set you claiming? Whoa! Did I pick your mind? Did I pick your motherfucking mind? I didn't mean to lift your veil a little bit. They're trying to steal my shit. Terry Tyler of Tupelo. And that name is about to be divorced. I'm not doing business in Tupelo. No real business in Tupelo until after the first of the year. I'm stuck with commitments, trying to fulfill my commitments to Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, and the people of Mississippi who have followed me and who backed me through all this tough shit. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about colors and horses. Colors and horses. Because colors and horses is something that's serious. You know, there's a lot about talk about these horses' legs coming up. And motherfuckers on the field, NFL, they're saying one of them, you know, is going to have their leg cut off. They maybe get killed. I don't know if they're going to get killed or they're not going to get killed. I hope they don't get killed, but they're going to cut one of them motherfuckers' legs off. They're going to get one of horses' legs. You know what I'm saying? And they're bidding on which leg they're going to get. The best leg after the Super Bowl, and they're going to motherfucking cook that motherfucker's leg around a motherfucking fire, and they're going to eat it. Could be a crock of shit lie. You know, probably a dog shit fucking lie. Is a dog shit lie. Is a dog shit lie. Could be a dog shit lie. But what we're saying is, your people are getting bought and sold like fucking horses, and you don't fucking get it. And the sad part is, I hate to say it, you know, you rat degenerates, no disrespect to rats or degenerates, check out some Rob Zombie. Do not for an instant think that you know, these people aren't going to turn on you. I'm talking about your closest kin. You know, these bum fucks out here, they ain't seen 100 G's. You know, they ain't seen $250,000. They're raised on, you're the weakest link. They're raised on Days of Our Lives. They're raised on Disney. They're raised on Fuck Me. They're raised on fucking Booze Tube. You know, I mean, they're raised on all this shit. And it's warping their fucking heads, man. And when you get them when they're real young, you pack them and you mold them and you stick your fucking shit in their fucking heads. And you put the shit in their water, and next thing you know, you give them a drug, and then they're a robot, motherfucking, a road-cued COVID, controlled by video, fucking robot with a fucking bullet in your fucking head, a bullet in your fucking head. So don't talk to me about colors and horses, and in particular on colors with the gangs. The MS-13. Hopefully they're not trying to kill me. They say they're all dead. I never met an MS-13, but I respect MS-13. I saw MS-13. Something going on down there. I got an oath. I got blood. I got loyalty. Someone died. We lost a soul. I did not kill him. Motherfuckers in my chain, in my circle, were responsible, but there were also errors. So we don't know what went down on certain times and certain periods. But as a man down here, some people are being beguiled to deceive and kill and manipulate and turn one against another with money and fame and rituous goals. They force feed you and give you this bullshit, but the only way, I always give one strike for Tyler. This is a white strike. I'm not talking about black stripes now. I mean, if somebody fucking attacks you, that's on you. We're not going to go into, like I said, colors and horses. White horses or black horses. White boots or black boots. White electrons or black electrons. Yin or yang. 1 or 0. We're not talking about boost tube or Boolean logic. You can get your Boolean logic and your booze tube. And then again, don't forget your fucking booze. Which, by the way, was an astonishing revelation. It ain't even fucking booze, man. So, here's where we're at with colors and horses. Back to the thing. Colors you claiming, colors you banging. Because the way I figure, I've been in the joint, and I've been on the streets, and I've also been in the meats, i.e. simulated meats. Well, actual meats, but simulated meats as well. Operations, fighting, combat team, spy versus spy, game theory, fuckers fighting each other. I mean, hell, and it goes back to the fucking hippopotamus or the goddamn orangutan, fucking lions or giraffes or field mice, insects. I mean, they're battle, birds, fucking bees, humans. I mean, these fuckers just, they go through this. So you're going through this and you're a horse and you're galloping and you're rolling down the road and you might be a horse of a different color, or you might be a horse of a certain color. You might be a mixed horse, a bi-colored horse. You might be a different kind of horse. A horse is a horse, of course. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes a horse, can get a little coarse, over the intercourse. So you gotta watch out, dealing with your old ladies. And sometimes people get in big jams. And for me, nowadays, I got people in bigger jams than I am trying to jam me up. Because I'm out of a jam, and they're aggravated because I'm not in a jam. How does that work? So if you find yourself in that position, you got to make sure that you cut that string out, because you can't have the motherfucker jamming you up. And before I pull the plug, generally, I'm going to fucking have a handshake or a deal. And it's like, hey, are these motherfuckers working with me, or are they working against me? Are these people going to fix this or not? Because at this select time and date, at a certain time, I'm going to pull the motherfucking plug, and then it's over with, motherfucker. I mean, I'll leave or I'll kill myself, but things are going to get done. And we're not going to say things, because let me tell you what, you got to watch out about extortion and different things you might be doing, your character traits, because you might be a horse of a certain color, and you may not have graduated to another color. Have you ever assessed that? Have you ever assessed the campaign? I'm an MDOC-RID graduate, and I tell you what, I know a little bit about colors. And I'm going to tell you about colors and rank. Colors and rank, colors and class. Colors and class, covers and bags. Bags in the boots, boots in the suits, and suits in the boots. So you never know. I always say, think about the other horses. I mean, get real. If you got a fucking pack of horses running over here, sometimes you gotta run with the horses, but every once in a while, the motherfucking horses are just, I don't know. I mean, there's a thing about horses, some horses Every horse is different, they say. I haven't spent a lot of time around horses. Believe it or not, everyone wants to know. Terry Tyler Tupelo, did you ever ride a horse? I have rode a horse. This gentleman, caller, right here, has rode a fucking horse. I have rode a horse. I have rode a horse, and I suggest you try to ride a horse. It might be a little creepy. I know there's a lot of drug trafficking, human trafficking rings out there, and scary shit on the streets, but when I first went, my familia took me to a ranch and let me ride a horse. And to me, it's worth the money. It was important to me because the art of riding a horse is gone, and only a select few own horses. So when you're talking about colors and horses, one may say, well, that motherfucker's got horses, but we got colors. I'm going to go fuck this motherfucking, insert expletive, and I'm going to fucking take his goddamn horses. Forgive me, Lord. So, don't be that motherfucker. Because I'm telling you, I'm working on a smoothing process. So laminar smoothing is a cosmic smoothing. I met a mentor once who talked about cosmic debts. And it all come down with my studying of physics and the arts of things that I cannot talk about. We were dealing with the prospect of this thing, these devices or mechanisms and systems that were real abstract, and we were like, hey, when you get down to it, you don't want to cast your pearls before swine, and if you're not getting the right money, it's good to be teaching the right people, but if the right people aren't being reached, and by the way, I heard some of my people are being persecuted. If I even have any motherfucking people, I don't know. Because nobody looks at it. And how do I motherfucking get it out there? It's a big jam. And I don't wanna be an asshole, but I was mad enough to hurt somebody. And I'm proud to have made it through this. And I know all about it. And I want to make sure and confirm, because there's a lot of corner cases and weird situations. Shout out to David Malin. David Malin. By the way, David Malin, the Jew, is whose hair I've been bailing. I say, you Jew lover. You motherfucking kike sucker. I don't know. You a Jew bot. You got Jew ears, boy. What you doing with them Jew ears? And it's like, hey, aren't we buddies with Israel? And it's like, well, Israel might be not buddies with us. The Moab is sad. Shout out to the Mossad. And the IDF, friends of the IDF. I did donate to the IDF, and I want a chauffeur, or not a chauffeur that's disrespectful. I might be the chauffeur, the horn. It was something, because I had said a lot of anti-Semitic shit. I was raised on that shit. And through my life, I was raised to fucking hate a Jew. And I got out of that. And I tell you what, there's a few times that I feel like Jews, they hate a motherfucking row. And I was beating my meat the other night talking about horses and colors. You can make a horse out of fucking just cum and meat sauce. I mean, you fucking make a horse. A horse ain't shit. But colors, lights, and fucking atoms, motherfucker. But, you know, while I was beating my meat, I was considering the Bible. And one of the sons there, someone the Lord smote, he was spilling his seed. There's a lot of different ways. Spilling your seed could be teaching somebody. Spilling your seed, you know, there's a lot of differentials there, but spilling your seed was, I interpreted it as wasting his seed, but there's no telling. It's a mystery. But in regards to the Israelis and the Americans, you know, these things right here, remote control, these rows, MOROs, whatever they call them, third-eyed bat things, they're persecuted, they're ritually abused, they're tormented. And I'm not saying it's the Jews doing it, and I'm not saying it's the Americans doing it. But some people have control of this. And if you want to take it, you want to talk about colors and horses, let's talk about Bibles and Qurans. If you want to really flip the script, because in the Quran it talks about the jinn, you know, and you talk about the other one, and in the Israeli speaks of the Golan Heights. So you're going to have, you know, a few of these, and you have Iranian, you have Palestinian, and you wonder, it's all about sticking this in your kid's ass so you're under control. Sticking this in your kid's food. By the way, you made it this Negro on the Black Panther side. They said, well, this is speaking Americana, engineered lies. The roasting rows, and they do it ritually, and they burn them, and they cook them, and they fry them, they deep fry them, they skin them alive, they torture them, they get real sick, they ritually, they've built a culture over a couple hundred years, and they're coming, boy. But I tell you what, I'm not pointing fingers, and don't blame Israel, and don't blame Russia, and don't blame China, don't blame America, and don't blame me for the revelation. I'm just saying, if it's true, it's true. If it's not true, it's not true. But we're getting to that point, the window's kind of closing here. With 2022, 366 days, if you follow Gregorian calendar, Pope Gregory, that's a wicked one. If you really want to look at it, because a lot of those people, they want to see us die, and we're sacrificial lambs. So are you a human trafficking victim? Don wrote me, I said, you're all human trafficking victims. And I said, since we're talking about horses, are horses horse trafficking victims? And this cunt, this man right here, went to the Lee County Board of Supervisors and also went before the Daily Journal in Tupelo of Mississippi in the United States of America, did propose the open roam to where the livestock could roam free. And that is the truth, and that is history, whether they cover it up, smear my name, bend my name like Mr. Cellophane. These motherfuckers out here, because they eat that food, y'all raw COVID to them. 186, 220, probably more million of y'all. Your genetic makeup is the food you eat, the water you drink. It was there in your children, it was there in you, and it was in your children's children before your children. So you're a byproduct of that genetic makeup, no different than a fucking horse. the faux colors and the dyes that we're talking about. Food dye and color, color in a horse, And what's wrong with color, of course? And AI algorithms, they're going to steal your mind. They're going to steal your soul. They're going to fuck you in the ass. And they're going to kill you. And you're going to lose control. And there's going to come a day where, I don't know. Hopefully good handlers take care of handling business. They put the right missiles in the right places at the right time. Maybe this shouldn't be the operandum. I'm a sac guy. I'm very sacrilegious. Let me tell you, I'm very sacrilegious. I was raised on some of that Mad Dog Mattis, the band, fucking holding the grenade, the papal type thing, War Dogs, Mad Dog 2020, fucking drinking Mad Dog 2020 before it was 2020, geared my mind up for war in Salem because they're coming to burn the witch. And I was like, hey, when can we get back to the fucking colors? Because people are like, that's a honky. That's a nigger. No disrespect, one second. That's a spick. That's a Jew log. There goes a Polsky. There goes white trash. Here goes renegade. There goes chink. There goes yellow boy. There goes policy. And then here comes the Canuck. And what about the Rollski? Oh, the Rollski. The Rollski. Don't forget about the Rollski. And and then I want to say, and if you are a lion, don't be Italian. Let's all be allies. Third World War. If you like me, you support me. Then I say this. On those principles, on those bedrocks, saying global war to break out, I may be on, political soil. But that political soil, though it be a different color, the horse is walking upon the soil. You understand that? And there's also holy sites. For me, there's a few. Jerusalem, the Great Wall of China. Here in Mississippi, Mount Rushmore. Maybe the Taj Mahal or some of those other places out there. The Kremlin. I like the Kremlin. I mean, I like the Kremlin. That's their country. I can't say. Or the Rio de Jesus statue. They got on me and I felt bad because people may have got hurt. And I don't know if they got to see, but at the same time I had to hold up for it about tearing down the fucking Jesus statue. With no tractors, no power equipment, just man and muscle and cables, and taking down that Jesus statue, tumbling it down the ravine if the people were set free. But we weren't talking about that. They said, well, we're going to kill you. You don't respect the church. So that comes back to the church colors. And as far as now I'm in hot water with the church, probably His Holiness the Pope. Maybe it's not to be. Maybe we'll say They'll give a wide elbow jab to the Pope here. Time's running out here. I've heard about the catechisms. I've been mentored by some people in the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, and I've heard tales of the Roman Catholic Church. I've attended Midnight Mass. And I've seen some things, and I've heard some things. I've observed the church, and church been around, church been a while, an old church, and church. But I also know it's a living church, and I'm inspired by a lot of the songs and rituals. There's a lot of probably disturbing things about church that I want to know, and I don't want to know, and I don't need to know, because I got respect of the church. I want you to know that. Papa. I'll say Papa. There's respect of the church. Pope Francis. The cardinals. The canon. Don't forget your canon. And I am saying, maybe, if it comes down to them smashing them, my doctrine is no kill all of one kind. Having some arcs or some places for some people, some other people, the crust, the choice meats. If you're into meats and logs, and cedars of Lebanon, from out of the Bible, some trees and logs and things of that nature. But yeah, with regard to that, and then saying that we're not against the church, or I'm not against the church personally, but that, they're going to find things out, is that the people are going to have things, and people, you're obligated to do things, but there's a disconnect somewhere. And that's what disturbs me. And that's where I see a black hole. I see a number of other things. They're not just bad for humanity, they're bad astrologically. They're bad, whatever, except for the people that are they're indoctrinated to the degree they're stuck for a minute. And I'm not saying it's bad that they're stuck. But like horses, you lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink, and you can't force a horse to drink. You understand? So in regards to colors and horses, I can't make that fucking horse drink that colored water if you don't want to drink it, but you give that horse no other obligation but to drink colored water. I say, horse, I'd rather drop dead, and then they'll fuck with you. I'm going to get to where we are. And they're going to say, hey, how far can we push that horse? We'll let him starve to death. We'll piss on that horse. And that's what they did. MK Ultra. The whole fucking country's rigged. It's a candle show. It's about to blow up. Self-destruct bomb activated. Possibly. And they don't believe it. And that's okay. I'm personally kind of glad it's there. I don't know what it's there for, or if it even exists, but if people have really gone that long and they run it that wrong, and they start hurting the people and fucking and smashing the people, killing the birds, genetically engineering the birds, and warping the wildlife, and perverting the food, and twisting the genome, and there's certain of them that are locking on. When that lock-on hits, it's almost time to go. So by the way, I got my clock here. Those of you who are into the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, watch out, don't get your bulletin. They're killing the scientists, so watch out. All you people, you better have military to back you. I'm dead serious, and you better be ethical. You better get me out, because I might back you. It's a tough one, because the shit's fixing to hit the fan. And if it doesn't, prepare for peace and don't trip out. Talk to you later.